Section of dynamic arrays. Now, so we have so in this section we are going to explore how array calculations actually work because they are a little bit different from normal Excel functions. And then we are going to apply some powerful brand new functions like filter, like sort, like unique, and to explore and analyze some really fun project data right here in Excel. So the topics we are going to cover, we are going to introduce this idea of dynamic Excel, like what's new, what's different, what are any compatibility limitations, things and like. Then we're going to talk about something called the spill range, and from there we will dive into each of these new functions: sort by filter, unique sequence, and random array, and finally share some really cool pro tips about how you can apply dynamic array functionality to existing legacy functions. So that we'll see in Excel as well. So goals for the section, again we are going to understand how dynamic array calculations and spill ranges actually work. We are going to learn the basics of these new functions like filter, sort, sequence, and unique, and we'll practice applying dynamic calculation behavior to legacy functions in Excel. And then finally, we will analyze our project data by combining and nesting these dynamic array formulas together. Now, before we get into the good stuff, let's talk about versions and compatibility. So, important to note is dynamic array or the formulas are only available for Office 365 subscribers. Okay. That means if you have a standalone version of Excel like Excel 2019, Excel 2016, whatever it may be, you likely will not be able to use these functions. The good news is that with the introduction of these dynamic array formulas, those traditional arrays, those control shift enter formulas that we have talked about in the past are no longer needed. These replace those old array functions, and again they make them much more user friendly. So with the functions we are going to be talking about in this section, don't worry about control the shift enter. All you need to do is press enter just like any other function. And just a note here, for compatibility purposes, those older CC or control shift enter formulas will still work. But the thing is, last but not the least, these new dynamic array functions and these spilled ranges that we are going to talk about, they won't work in older Excel versions. So that backwards compatibility is limited, and it's going to lead to workbook errors. So that's important to keep in mind if you're building workbooks, if you're building reports and using these new dynamic array functions. Make sure you're not sharing those workbooks. And so I think we should be having a subscriber. I forgot to. Otherwise, in anyhow, this is a last topic. I am not having that subscription as of now. That is that got ended. I have to renew it. Yeah, yeah. One second. Then I think we can continue to tomorrow only, Yogita, because even I don't have a subscription now. Okay.
Okay, so you will get the subscription today itself so that we can start tomorrow with this topic.
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay, all right. Thank you,
okay.
ma'am.
No problem. So we what So in the last class, we saw about the introduction of dynamic Excel and what are the compatibilities and requirements that we saw. So now we'll see what is the difference between legacy and the dynamic Excel. So in a nutshell, Excel calculation engine has fundamentally changed, and as a result, formulas will be never be the same. So now I know that might sound a little dramatic, but trust me, once you start working with these dynamic array functions, you will realize just how game changing they are. So up to this point, throughout this course, we have been conditioned to understand that one formula is designed to produce one value. So looking at the screenshot here, even if you try to reference cell ranges within the formula bar, when you click enter and treat it like a normal function, Excel will only care about the first row, the first column, and return a single result. We're going to call this legacy Excel from here on out. So now with the introduction of dynamic array capabilities, one formula can produce many values. So that exact the same function here b like b2 through d, maybe d10 is written, and so like in the legacy function, when we write one formula, it used to give us only one function, and if we press on the right corner, it used to populate it. But in the dynamic, it will give the many values throughout the array which we have selected. So not, it will not give the not just the single value that we saw with legacy Excel. So we are going to call this dynamics Excel from here on out. So quick recap again, a single formula in a single cell can now return many results, and what you will see is that the values spill across adjacent cells. These results are not hard coded, and they can change dynamically as your source data changes. And with this new capability comes a new set of dynamic array functions. Functions like sort, filter, and unique all take advantage of this new calculation engine and allow us to do things that we have never been able to do in the Excel in the past. So, and not only that, but we will show you examples of how you can work with this together to unlock entirely new capabilities in Excel. So, and like we talked about in the intro, this dynamic array behavior doesn't just apply to these new functions. It can also be applied to traditional Excel formulas as well. And finally, array functions as a whole are now much simpler and easier to learn. So in the past, those control shift enter array functions really typically were only used by Excel wizards or experts. They weren't really accessible to the general public. Most people didn't understand exactly how they worked or how to really harness their power. So, well, the great news is that these new dynamic array formulas are way more intuitive, way more friendly, and in many ways much more powerful as well. So, whenever we talk about dynamic arrays, we are talking about formulas that can return arrays of variable size. And so, like we said, these formulas can be entered into one single cell and they can spill the result across an entire range. Here is an example, right? So you can see here. Consider you're looking at a simple table of data containing product sales figures, a margin percentage, and you want to calculate profit. Well, if you were to select the entire array from b2 to b2 b2 to b10, then try to multiply it by c2. So that is how you will calculate the this thing profit, like b2 through b10 into c2 through c10. So you can see the formula here. So with the dynamic array capabilities, that's going to produce an entire array of profit values populated and in cells from, you can see, d2 to d10, and that resulting range of cells is known as the spill range. The dt to d10, that is called the spill range, and it will auto populate all those values. Now we are going to talk all about spill range properties in just a minute, but the important thing to consider here is the formula itself. It only lives in the first cell of that spilled range. Okay, so even though you see values populate through all of those cells, we are really only using one function here. So now let's have a demo in the Excel of the dynamic array. So this is the a workbook which contains where we have the demos for all the dynamic array functions. Like we'll walk through the entire section, like including sort by, filter, unique, and so on. So here we have got a little sample of raw data. It's sourced from that Glassdoor data set that we talked about early. So, and what we are looking at here are 17 individual industries: technology, sales, retail, real estate, you can see here, and so on. And we have got the average salary in 2000 in 2020 right here in column B. And then we have the year over year percentage growth here in column C. This is the year over year percentage growth in column C. So if our goal here is to populate last year's average salary, the 2019 salary, we are going to do that here in column D. So now we should find out the 2019 average salary. So now if we were in the legacy Excel mindset, your first instinct might be to be just to reference these individual cells like B3, C3. And in this case, if we know the 2020 salary, we know that the salary grew 2% compared to last year. So you can see here we have the 2020 salary and the salary growth in the last year. So with the help of this, with the some of the mathematical formulas and calculations, we will be able to find out the 2019 average salary. So what we can do is we can use a formula like this: B3 divided by 1 or 100% plus that growth rate. Wait, I'll show you. B3 divided by 1 plus C3. So now if I just press enter, you can see we have got the average salary for 2019. So we'll get our average salary in this case. That is 88.
Can you please explain, ma'am, why did we wrote 1 with C3? Like why we additionally added 1 plus C3? I just forgot the logic.
Okay. Uh, I'll tell you it. So let me open the notepad. So we have the 2020 salary, something. What is the 2020 salary? 90,267, and the growth rate is 2%. Okay. So 2019 salary we don't know. Let it be X. So X plus X into 2%, 2 by 100 is equals to 2020 salary. See, I'll tell you. X plus 2% of X equal to 2020 salary. Right. You're good with this? Hello?
Yes,
Hi.
ma'am.
Yeah. So now we have to find X here. So what I'll do, X plus 2 by 2% of X means 2 divided by 100, like 2 divided by, let me write like this, 2 divided by 100 into X equal to 2020 salary. So what it will be, X plus 2X divided by 100 equal to 2020. So that will be, we have to take the LCM, that is 100x plus 2x, this whole thing divided by 100 equal to 2020 salary. So what we can do is here, 102x uh, 2 into 50x. If we take the, this will be C3, this 100x. So I shouldn't have done this. Cx plus C3. C3 holds the X%, right? Yes, C3 holds the percentage of growth. C3 of this will be x plus c3 c3x divided by 100 equal to 2020. So if we take the x common here, 1 plus c3 divided by 100 equal to 2020 salary. So x means 2020 salary, that is B3. 2020 lives in B3. B3 divided by whole, this 1 plus C3 divided by 100 should go to de, denominator. Simple maths formula, it is nothing more, 1 plus C3 divided by 100. I think this is what the formula I wrote there.
I've understood, ma'am.
Okay. So like after writing the formula, we got this. We would go ahead and double click that right corner, so it will auto populate that down and get our results. Now that works great, right? We got the correct values, it worked properly, but as I click through, you will see that we have 17 individual functions. So if I click through, you can see we have 17 individual functions. These are all keeps on changing. So like occupying, so each cell will be having individual function from D3 to D19. So let's go ahead and delete this formula. Like what I'll do, I will delete this formula and let us work with the dynamic array. So I'm going to show you how it can do this exact same thing with one single formula using dynamic array capabilities. So instead of referencing individual cells, I'm going to reference the entire range. So what I'll say, I'll select the entire range B. Sorry, here let me put equal. I'll select the entire array to be 19. Don't even need to worry about the fixing the reference. So in the normal excel or the legacy excel, we were fixing the reference, like we were thinking of where to press F4, if where to which to make relative, which to make constant, that we were thinking. But in this dynamic excel, we need not do that. You can directly say 1 plus control C3 to C19. So if I press this one, enter, you can see we have got the,
Average salary.
yes. Actually, what it should give is actually it should give the spill range. Wait one second. Okay. This I have got the this done. Calculated the average salary. So now we'll calculate the 2020 average salary also. So like just we can give average. We can just give and see has calculated.
Yes.
And even 2019 also we saw now. So same way. So this is how you calculate the average salary. The help of dynamic this thing. So now we'll see the first dynamic array function. So this is the dynamic array function. So the first dynamic array function that we are going to talk about is the sort function, and again sort just sorts an array of data by one or more columns within that array. And syntax wise, it is pretty simple. Okay, in fact, there is only one required parameter or argument, which is the array of cells that you want to sort out, followed by three optional parameters like got the we have sort index. Uh, okay, we have sort index, a sort order, and by column or argument. So sort index is the column number within the array that you want to sort by. Uh, so if you leave this blank, the default behavior is a one, which means Excel will sort by the first column. So within that referenced array. So next up, you have got the sort order ascending or descending. The default behavior here is a one for ascending, and finally you have the by column argument, which by default will be false or zero, meaning that you're sorting row by row, top to bottom. But if your data is pivoted or transposed, you put a true or a one parameter here to sort by column, left to right. Like so, like in my experience, 99% of time we are going to sorting top to bottom row by row here, which is Excel's default behavior. So quick visual example here. So suppose you are looking at a raw product data in columns. So you can see here uh, like a third, like here you have got product names and call in column A, and then sales figure in column B, and the margin percentage in column C. So on so forth, you have the data, like kind of profits in column D, like that. Like you could use a function like sort to say, hey, I want to sort this whole range of data from 8 to maybe A2 to D10. I want to sort by the fourth column within that array, which is profit, and want to sort those profit values descending by specifying a -1 for the sort order. So as a result, you get something like this. So if you give here, you can see the formula sort, and you have to give the array like A2 to D10, and fourth column you want to sort by the fourth column, that is 1 2 3 4 by D column, that is profit, and you want to sort by descending order. At that time you can give -1 for descending order and 1 for ascending order. So now we are looking at a list of properties descending by profit, high to low, but we can get a little bit fancier than that, and let's look at a second example of that function. So you can see here we have another example here. This time we are using something called a array constants, and you will recognize a uh, what you will recognize its numbers surrounded by curly braces. So you can see here we have a array constant to define the sort order for multiple columns. What if you want to sort the data with the according to the multiple columns? At that time you can specify two columns here in the flower braces. You can see 3 4 and 1 and -1 also it is there, means so the third column, according to that you want to sort by ascending order, and according to the fourth column you want to sort by descending order. Like that you can specify here. So let's have a quick demo here. So we are in second tab, the sort tab, and as you can see, we have got the same data that we were working with previous, a list of industries with average salaries and year over year growth rates in column A through column C. And we are going to practice sorting that data in different ways. And let's start really simple by just returning a sorted list of industries. So, well, we can use a sort function in the array here because we don't care about the values in columns. So, like B or C can really just be this fixed reference from A3 through A19. So, just I'll put a formula over here. It is sort and A3 to A19, and we are dealing with static data here. We are going to continue dealing with static data throughout the rest of these demos. So you need to worry about formatting as tables, no need to worry about named ranges. We're going to try to keep it pretty simple and focus on the formulas. So we are simply going to sort that array of industries, and I actually don't need to input any other arguments here. Like I can close it off and let Excel choose the default behavior. So and press enter. The function isn't valid. Why? I subscribed it, but why I'm not getting sort? Let me open here. Okay, I have here. I don't know what is happening with this Excel. Hmm, it is not working. Oh, sorry. I did not. I think I had to make it a relative. Huh?
Sort order must be ascending, right? So from top to bottom.
No, those are optional arguments, but at
Okay.
least it should work for the
Okay.
required one. No, it is not working. I subscribed it. This is what the problem with the subscription. Even if you subscribe, they don't give it properly. Wait, let me check. We have SQRT. We have SORT is not there. How come in this? Mm-hmm. Where did I see that? Mm-hmm. Where did I see that? I'm really sorry, Yogita. I'll see why this is not working. Actually, I took the subscription. I don't know why it is not working. Okay.
So what we have to do now?
That's what I'll check again why it is failing. I'll see whether I did from the credit card payment. I don't know whether it took or not. I took. I'm sure that it took. Uh,
When did
mhm.
you subscribe, ma'am?
That day itself, I told
That
now
day.
that.
So why it is not showing? Maybe uh, even I can't figure out.
Commands, custom sort, formulas. I see in the Google why sort is not working here. There will be some.
Yeah, yeah. Please check. No problem.
There are 10 minutes more.
Yeah, if you want, then we can move to another tab like filter, and
No,
then there is
no.
this.
Actually, these things are dependent on these values.
Okay, okay.
So we cannot do that. Otherwise,
We have to skip this.
we have yes, we have left some this thing, right?
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
in the lookup reference, I think, right? We had left a few topics. Price checker, hitting data, fielding data, price checker, scroll chart, fuzzy X lookup, GDP category. Choose also we did. Somewhere we had to put the map, right? We didn't do that.
Yes, the graph thing.
Yes, we'll see that.
And some other topics as well we have skipped. I do not remember exactly.
Mhm. Which one it is? Lookup reference. When you don't remember the topic, huh?
No, ma'am. Exact topic I do not remember
No, no problem. We'll see.
because we had 3 to 4 topics all together. So
One
I
scroll, another one that how to
till then
handle
you
the.
can tell me how to convert the PDF into
Hey,
Excel
that
or
is simple. That
okay,
here itself is there, and developer or somewhere here. For those things, you should be having subscription. The only it
okay.
will work. Okay. Somewhere here is.
How much it costs, ma'am? Can you tell me the
It
subscription?
depends on the package, Yogita. If you
Okay,
want to take for one year, for me, I just took for 1 month
okay,
because Excel I will get only few people for the training.
okay, okay. How did it
Um,
cost you?
it costed me around 500, I guess.
Okay,
I don't remember. My husband paid,
okay,
and
okay,
I will check with him. Here itself, it was PDF two. Nothing. You will have one option to convert the PDF into Excel, Excel to Doc. That you will be having. Just you have to click on that. It will do.
okay.
Uh, Yeah, here, yeah.
Because
WPS.
I have tried many a times to convert the Excel sheet into PDF or PDF into Excel
Okay,
through Google,
because
but
it is a paid service. You cannot do
yeah,
with the free one. Okay, so if you
yeah,
go
I
to
got
a
to know later on like how to actually
mm,
convert it by paying.
see here you have, you can create a PDF. If I give current sheet start, you can give all sheet or the current sheet, so it will start to convert. So this has been into PDF.
Okay,
So, see, because I have paid, so it is working for me. See,
uh,
if this is working means I have paid. I don't know why this sort is not working. I think I have to enable that option somewhere. I'll do
yeah,
that.
please check for
Yes.
tomorrow's
So
lecture.
if you want to convert a PDF back to Excel, you can go PDF to PPT, PDF merge. You can merge multiple PDF files. So these things you can do. That is very easy. No issues with that.
Got it.
Mhm. Okay, then I think scroll fuzzy lookup also we did. Mhm. Yeah, this one. So in the X lookup only, here we have to put the map here. Okay.